Welcome to the After the Show movie podcast, brought to you by your hosts Ace Scully and Sid Talk. We're addicted to movies. Are you? We forgot to say Happy Thanksgiving last week to everybody.
Well, it wasn't Thanksgiving yet.
It wasn't, but it would have been. It was coming up.
And now it is past and done.
So, Happy Thanksgiving to all of you.
Aye, that's not the before the after the show discussion. That is not the before the after the show discussion. There was none. I was cold. I got a blanket. I've been sitting here. You made me a cup of tea. And here we are.
That's it.
Voila.
We've watched a movie.
It's very super exciting. Well, that's way before the after the show. Yeah.
All right. It is Saturday, November the 29th. This is After the Show, episode 919. We're a weekly movie review podcast, and this week we're looking at the movie Honey, Don't. It's a 2025 release, out now on Blu-ray, streaming. It's actually not just on Blu-ray and streaming, Sid Talk. It's also on Peacock. Whatever that is. You know it?
Yeah, that's NBC's streaming service.
Okay. Well, it's there as well. It's rated R. It's from our friends at Universal, who sent us a copy for review, and its runtime is 1 hour and 29 minutes. Sid Talk, what did you think of the movie? I mean, not what did you think of the movie. What's the synopsis of the movie, Honey, Don't?
It's just a rambling whodunit type of thing.
I'll give you the one off the box.
Okay, it's not that?
Yours is poor. It says, in this action-packed dark comedy, Honey O'Donoghue is a small-town private investigator who delves into a series of strange deaths tied to a mysterious church. I mean, that is what it is.
Not really, but I mean, I'm going to have to go with it.
Yeah. So, Honey Don't is brought to you by one of the Coen brothers, Ethan Coen, and his wife, who both wrote it. Sito, what do you think?
I have a mixed review, just so you know. I enjoyed it. I had fun. I like the lady, who's the main lady, Margaret. I'm always a little bit split on Aubrey, so, you know, here and there. So I enjoyed it. However, here's the however, right? There is no solid vibe, right? So if you think of Coen Brothers, and I know this is one and we shouldn't compare, but if you're talking about artistic style in cinema,
yeah, they do.
They have very powerful style, vibe, universe, world where their people are living. There is a very specific punch in the face of who they are. This, to me, doesn't have anything. It doesn't have enough. It's not committed to the ultra whack, you know, of, say, like whatever other movies they've got. What, Barton Fink? Not Barton Fink.
Yeah, Barton Fink's one of their movies.
The Raising Arizona, you know, or Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Those are very powerfully stylistic, which some would argue it's too much style over substance, right? But this starts out, you've got the vibe of you're mixing the old style, so it looks like kind of 40s, 50s, because our main character is, you know, she dresses like a 40s, 50s kind of movie star woman. She acts like what we think a private detective from those old-timey movies as a man has acted. Well, not should, but has. Traditionally, she throws that in there. But it's not powerful in a way that where you're like, oh, it's the solid of who she is, right? It's kind of not superficial, because I think she is this tough nut to crack. But then the whole of it, I don't feel like it leaned enough to, you know, kind of like the psychological thrill and comedy. It's not a dark comedy to me at all. I don't find much of it that funny. I feel,
you know, the movie from the Coen brothers, Burn After Reading. I feel like it's more along the lines of that than it is along the lines of the stuff that they're famous for.
But even that, that even though had its own kind of solid.
What I have a problem with this movie is that the mystery, in quotation marks, I couldn't care less about.
I know, and I couldn't.
And
even,
also, when it was unveiled, I was like, oh,
I couldn't even figure out what are we.
Yeah,
and I get it. Maybe I'm intellectually stunted, and I don't get how over my head it is. That's fine. I don't care. But
it didn't seem like it was even trying that, though.
Right. It's like you've got divergent, not just divergent storylines as in, oh, we're going to bring everything together in the end, right? Like a Magnolia or something like that, where everybody crisscrosses.
No.
Over here, you've got this church guy who's a creep. And then over here, you've got our lady who is figured out that a woman probably was murdered and it looks like an accident. And then over here, you've got her family, which is fucked up. And then she meets this woman, Aubrey, who's,
a
just
police
a tough,
woman.
Tough nut to crack as well. And then none of it, like you said, when it comes to like that moment of reveal, I was almost lost. I was like, whoa, what?
Yeah, it's
what
kind
are we
of
even
like,
talking about?
It is kind of a lot of
for spoiler alerts, we'll say. So
yeah, it's a lot of leading you down a certain thing and then it not really amounting to much.
Yeah,
I think it's good overall as a kind of neo-noir, it says on here. That's not my words, that's theirs.
Good.
I think it's good at doing that. I like the costuming, and I like the people who they've chosen to act in this, and then there was some certain moments where I was like, okay, that's a Coen Brothers thing. Like dopey criminals.
Yes.
Really dopey criminals.
Yes.
Where you look at them and you're like, no wonder they are the bottom of the barrel people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a bunch of that. And sometimes there's like a bunch of violence and then we're having a joke like a couple of seconds later.
It's as if like the violence is, and I'm not opposed to violence in movies if it's part of the story and it's the world you're living in. I get that. But this was pointless.
Disjointed, almost.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, like we just killed like an innocent old lady.
Yes.
You know, like
the deaths make no sense because we're not building to like, oh, we're going to have a big revenge. Oh, that doesn't happen. You don't have any payback. You don't have any, well, they try, but then it's almost like we're intentionally telling 5 different stories from 10 different characters, none of them converging. Ha ha ha. If you don't get it, it's too bad.
The other thing is like, it has like lots of little plot strands, like the lady bringing up all the kids and, lots of different things. The father returning.
Yeah.
But none of them like are ever followed up on or and then it just ends, right?
Yeah.
It's weird, really, how you don't, there's a lot going on, but then little going on.
And again,
like it feels like a lot should be going on, and it feels like you should come to this satisfying if we're trying to do a detective story, private detectives. That usually leads to something.
Yeah, because I'm not even convinced throughout the movie that I am on the hunt for a murderer at all.
She just kind of like wanders around, like floats around.
Yeah, I mean, the story itself doesn't tell me that I've got a murderer on the loose, except that
the opening.
I'm tangled up with a church guy who doesn't mind murdering anybody. He's fine with just killing anybody because he's also a drug dealer, we've established. And so you're like, well, then that's it. They're murdering people. Oh, the twist is it's not them, but they are. That is them. I don't know. I have a hard time with it, except I really loved looking at it. I like looking at her. I like the sets are amazing. The people, I even liked her little family. That was so, I wanted more of the mom with all the kids.
And that's what I was alluding to there, that we're set up with this. So is this little family and everybody, but then nothing comes of it. We don't know what happened to anybody. And then it's over, right?
Yeah.
And another thing I have a problem with is there's like a bunch of sex in this movie. And that's fine, right?
Yes.
I mean, there's lesbian sex, there's weird sex, there's sex all over it. But if your story isn't fully fleshed out, this is like a gag, isn't it? Fully fleshed out.
I get it.
If your story's not fully fleshed out, I don't think you earn the right to like have long sex sequences because you need to get the rest of it in shape first. So sometimes I'm like, okay, they're having sex. What are we saying? They're having sex. That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
But then we're going on a bit long.
It's not
with
interesting.
it. Yeah,
it's
and then
not...
I'm like, but I need to know more about what's going on here.
It's not telling me about them as people, except that they like want to.
And I don't care about watching them having sex. I don't care, like it, but I don't get the story. Like you need to tell me more about the people. Like, yeah, I understand they hook up, but then I don't need to see them hook up again because I know they've hooked up, right? It's like that with this movie. And the preacher guy is a weird creep who's doing kinky shit in his church, right?
Right.
We see it, and then we see it again. Like, it's kind of weird and funny the first time because of the way he is, like,
but
this
then
weird...
it's almost like everyone knows it, so it's not even a
people
mystery.
Just walk in on it, and
he's not hidden. So again, maybe these things are just very above my what he said all the time. It's above my pay grade. To understand why that's compelling. Maybe that's what I'm missing. I'm not interested in any of these people. There's
like a little scene where they do like the politics thing where she sticks the bumper sticker on and stuff, which really dates the movie then, doesn't it?
True.
And that almost felt unnecessary. Well, it actually did feel unnecessary because there's nothing else in the movie that is anything to do with anything like that, right?
True.
So, yeah, it's just like a mishmash. Is that... See, and what I did like was Margaret Qualley. I think she's awesome.
Absolutely.
She's like a movie star person. She really is.
I mean, they dress her up like a movie star from the 40s and 50s. There are moments when I want her to take a breath and shake it off. But then I'm like, well, it's a Cohen from the mind of a Cohen.
And she's particularly she's playing it down, isn't she? She's very...
Right. So there's like, if you think about their characters that they've created together, having someone severe and like really outrageous makes sense. But she was kind of in the middle of that. She had moments of like really being overly masculine. So like trying to make the lesbian lady act like a jerky guy from the movies in the 40s and 50s to nothing at all. Just a blank slate. So
it's a case of 1,000 ideas all being thrown at the screen at once.
Feels like it.
And none of it wrapping up. Because I wasn't satisfied with the ending. I'm like, oh, look, our heroine, Honey, what, she's gonna like have a sexual encounter with somebody again?
Exactly. That is
that's the ending. Yeah, I was like, that's not anything. Like, it doesn't fit anything aside from who the character is.
It's not mysterious. No. It's not that interesting, unfortunately.
But another thing I liked, which I just remembered, was the opening credits.
Yeah, very good.
Where it basically is like a bunch of footage of where they filmed it. Albuquerque, by the way, that's where it was filmed. And they superimposed, like on street signs and stuff, the names of the people who were in the movie or the producers and stuff. And it was pretty cool looking, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this movie is only 90 minutes long, and that sequence is quite long, and the credits are 5 minutes. So it really, really getting there as a short movie.
And then the tail end was... The credits at the end were also long.
5 minutes at the end. That's what I'm saying. Like, you're not even a 90-minute movie at that point, are you? And it's probably like more like an 80-minute movie. So maybe because it's an 80-minute movie, that's why we can't have much plot. Well, it's not plot. It's character development, right?
Some of it, I don't know.
Because you're like, who's this character? Oh, it doesn't matter. He's dead. Who's this character? Oh, we'll never see him again.
Yeah, and the cop guy who keeps hitting on her is just nothing. He's just that goof factor of a guy in a cop's office. And
yeah, that just keeps like that joke. The joke is the cop guy. He helps her, and he obviously is attracted to her. She likes girls, and the joke is, I like girls. And then he goes, ha ha ha, you always say that. And how many times did that joke occur?
Like 4.
Yeah, like, why? We haven't got much time as it is in this movie. Why do we need that joke 4 times? And the punchline to the joke never changes, right?
Yeah.
Is that the point of that?
Like to make fun of a guy who won't accept that someone is a lesbian?
Like we just keep... Because that occurs in real life, a guy will keep asking you and keep asking you and keep asking you. If we keep doing the joke, you get that feeling that that's what it feels like. Is that what we were going for?
I don't know. Again, another statement that might be a private, like little wink, wink, nod, nod to something that I just don't totally get.
So yeah, it's a murder mystery that's not particularly mysterious.
Yeah, we're not establishing a murder.
And just ends.
Like a trail of murders at all.
We see her at the beginning go to a crime scene, and then we never see her go to a crime scene again. It's not like that kind of movie, is it? Like, she's not going to crime scenes. She's not got the board. We're not following that.
Then again,
kind of...
maybe that's just all, we're just brainwashed to think that's how you got to do it.
Yeah, and unsatisfyingly, I won't spoil the mystery, even though there isn't much of one. But even the Chris Evans, what ends up with his story is just like, oh, that's that then, I guess.
Da-da-da.
Yeah. All right, let's get on to the cast. Margaret Qualley plays Honey. What do you think?
I like her. I mean, I feel like I always like her.
She is really good.
I would like for them not to indulge her quite so much with the nods to
old movies.
Masculinity, I guess. We're putting in quotation marks, but, it's a done deal.
Because we're really leaning into the her telling you she's a lesbian, telling that guy at least, and showing you in intimate detail that she is. I mean, by the end of the movie, you're like, okay, I know what you are.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
And, it doesn't bother me to see two women or two men kissing or having sex. It's all the same to me. That doesn't matter at all. It's about serving the notion of who they are. Because once you've seen them at the bar fingering each other.
That is a very bizarre scene.
Well, no one else is noticing.
Isn't
and
it?
then you're like, okay, that tells me about these characters. They want to make each other feel good and unapologetically be sexual beings. Okay, I don't need it to be established 3 more times.
What's the next scene straight after that one?
Yeah.
A whole sex scene with them both.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't need to go on. I get it. They're going to be wild. They're going to be very satisfying for each other. And
I wouldn't mind that if I knew more about what else was going on at the time.
Or even if it's used as a plot point for either one of them to deceive somebody or something. It was just very, very, very straightforward.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I read an interview with Ethan Cohen and his wife about this movie. And he said he wanted to make a movie similar to Burn After Reading was mentioned and a couple of others, similar to those movies he made with his brother. But his brother wasn't into putting sex in the movies, and he is. So he decided to put a lot of sex in this movie.
Well, there you go. Then you do know the answer to that question.
But I mean, like I say, you can put as much sex in it as you want. But when the rest of your plot is ignored because you need the room to put the sex in, it doesn't really work out. Because you do come away feeling like, oh.
Well, you and I do, but maybe somebody else watches it and they're like super titillating and like, oh my God, that was the most awesome.
And don't care about the story. Yeah. I mean, if you're the kind who just wants to go and watch some sex scenes that are not particularly graphic, it's just
no, not at all.
You'll see some nipples and that's it, right? Maybe an ass. And maybe Chris Evans doing some weird stuff.
I don't need any of his either. Once I've seen him have sex with one of his churchgoers, and the churchgoer is totally on board with it, and she's bored with it, and everyone knows that he's having sex with all the women of the church because his philosophy is, I am your representative from God, and you are here to serve me. Mm-hmm. He means sexually, and everybody knows it. There's not even, okay, got it. I don't need repetition.
No. Aubrey Plaza plays M.G. Falcone. What a really pretentious name, but hey.
Yeah.
It's a name out of one of those spy thrillers from
I'm
back
a mixed bag about Aubrey, always. I mean, there are times when I really, really, really love who she is, and then this is like, again, someone needed to
I thought she was very over the top.
A little bit over the top, and the idea was, we are trying to mimic this idea of toxic masculinity and how we all have come to accept that there are jerky men in movies and in storytelling who have this very overtly, that.
Yeah.
And then her doing that doesn't serve anything. It's not like equal rights to be a jerk.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's unfortunate because when you take that away from some of the scenes, then I like her. I like where it's going. Like her talking and laying in the bed and talking. I like that.
I kind of liked her the best when she is at work and she comes to speak to it. Literally, she says about 3 things. But I was like, okay, I get that character. But then later on, she feels a bit different.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, when you finally know why, you kind of get it. But
yeah. We've got Chris Evans as Drew Devlin. He's the preacher guy. And, you know, it's a mustache twirling thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not even, I'll be honest. And I'm not saying I don't like red herrings in stories. It's a bit of a red herring. One or the other is the red herring, right? This is either the big deal or that's the big deal.
Oh, neither of them.
Because if you subtract the church stuff, subtract every single bit of it. The guy who's delivering the drugs, the guy who gets hit by the car, the guy having sex with the women in the church, the guy going after him. If you subtract all that, then it actually has nothing to do with anything.
You're right.
Other than, in the end, she meets up with the woman who's involved, the French lady, right? That's it.
Even that is like...
It isn't even... Well, I mean, that's your connection there, right?
Yeah.
She's meeting up with this other kind of intense character lady. But I was like, none of it's even crisscrossing. We don't even go find the niece at the church. I thought, oh, that's going to be the key, right? Oh, no. Well, we can't now because he's, you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't tie anything up. When it does come to a head, you're like, yeah, I kind of didn't see that coming, but now it's come. I don't care. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, because it doesn't really... Like, I really want to see what happened to the niece. Or
exactly.
Even just have one more scene with the, you know, a sister in the family.
Yeah.
Yeah,
them rediscovering their father meant nothing to me.
No, the father turning up and acting weird, telling people I love you.
No, I mean, that's fair. I mean, it doesn't even matter what he says.
But the way they were framing it in the movie was like he was a creep or something. And then you were like, why is he saying that to people?
Oh, I instantly knew who he was when she saw him in the restaurant. I was like, oh, we've already discussed fathers. And he looks like, oh, okay, it's the dad.
But then that is nothing either.
Nope.
It's one conversation it results in. And does that conversation fix anything? Not really.
No.
Or do anything. So, yeah, it's a lot of stuff, but with no stuff.
I feel like that scene with the dad was all because whoever wrote the line, "You're already dead, hasn't anyone told you yet?" That's the only purpose of that entire scene, was to get to that line, which is a great line.
Yep.
Because he's telling her, well, you're going to feel sorry if you don't make up with me when I die. And she's like, well, hasn't anyone told you? Like, you're dead already. That's a great line.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
However,
and that's like a Coen Brothers line.
But it didn't like solve.
No.
It didn't come to anything.
It's too flimsy, the plot.
A little bit.
Yeah. So finally, Charlie Day is Marty Metakovich.
The one who keeps hitting on her.
He's the cop who hits on her. The 4 times he gets told that she likes women are the 4 scenes he's in.
Yeah.
Right?
And he serves no purpose except to give her some information from the cop.
And he's kind of cheeky and comedy-like.
Because if we didn't say, she's a private detective. And so she's not a cop, but she goes to the cops and he, you know, it's like the olden times. You watch those movies or listen to those stories now and you're like, why would the cops tell these private detectives anything? They're kind of playing off of that.
Yeah. And she calls him a favorite man.
Yeah. You're my favorite man. Whatever.
Oh, look, we're laughing at it. I mean, there was some funny lines.
Yeah, that's why I said I enjoyed it, but I didn't. It's like,
Directed by Ethan Coen, one of the Coen brothers. Fargo, No Country for Old Men, Burn After Reading, many, Barton Fink, many great movies.
Still great movies.
I don't know why they don't direct together anymore. I don't know what happened.
None of our business.
No. He says this is the second part of his lesbian movie trilogy.
What was the first part?
There's another movie called Drive Away Dolls that came out a couple of years ago with Margaret Qualley. But it's not related to this movie. He's just making 3 kind of pulpy, lesbian-based movies. Don't know what that's about.
Mm.
But this is the second in that series. I like these hard crime novels. I've got them all on my Kindle, right? And this is like one of those hard crime novels, just not quite so clever. You know, the actual case. It doesn't keep you thinking.
Yeah.
So those hard crime novels feel like this movie. Sometimes they're set in the 80s, sometimes they're set in the 20s. Like it's And they're always like a little, like a Sherlock Holmes story or something like that. And this is what this felt like it was trying to go for, but inclusion of like everything. It's an inclusion of everything. I got to have some lesbians, got to have some MAGA stuff, got to have, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's a lot in this going on. And when you hear me say that, you're probably like, I don't want to watch this movie. It's well made.
It's very well made.
Yeah. Is that the best part about it? That it's well made? It's filmed well. And there's some interesting shots, which you would expect. I
do love that, when she is the aunt on the search for her niece, that she takes no shit from that boyfriend who's an abuser.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Those kind of moments, I dig it. But then again, all what we find out, she's tough and she will beat the shit out of you. She knows how to handle a gun. She knows how to handle a weapon. We know that she understands. She knows about literature and philosophy and all that, right? It's kind of like this surface level of who she is. Then you see her do that once. Then that doesn't ever pay off again. Like, I think in that moment is when it's like, oh, okay. So she's a tough MFer,
She
right?
actually hates guns so much. She smashes one to pieces.
She does. She says, you guys always have guns.
Yeah.
And she just destroys it. But then when the time comes for her to be her own, then it just sort of fizzles and that's it.
Yeah. IMDb reviews, what are those?
Reviews on IMDb where people say, "This is a waste of my time. Coen brothers have lost their touch," or whatever they're going to say.
We might agree today. Maybe.
Oh, no. I disagree with losing their touch. I think that if you're writing something and you're just trying to...
No, I mean with what they say today.
Oh, okay. Maybe.
All
no,
right.
I don't think anything's a waste of time.
Number 1 says, honey, don't watch it. I've never seen a worse movie. It was literally about nothing, just random, unconnected scenes. I mean, it does feel like that, but they are connected. But sometimes you think, why are we looking at this now?
Yeah.
Yeah. I felt like I was watching 3 films at the same time, and each of them could have been a great movie with its own proper ending, but none of them were. I agree with that.
Mm.
Meshing all this stuff together turns it into complete nonsense, and the far-fetched lesbian actions put the cherry on top of the cake. I would recommend this film to my worst enemy.
See, I don't think lesbian actions has any negative anything.
It also has it also doesn't do anything though. Again, like it.
Yeah.
If there was like a big reason for it, I guess the reason for it is what, like men suck or.
No, so you're making that up.
No,
we don't know what their point is.
I'm talking about her. She obviously. She's just not into men.
We kind of superficially addressed the fact that both of these ladies had really terrible fathers who were abusive. And then, of course, the brief discussion of what did your father think when you turned out to be a lesbian? Because obviously these fathers were trying to instill some sort of traditional ideology, whatever. We didn't get into it, but you just got the vibe. And even that was like, wah, wah. I mean, are we saying that these ladies are lesbians because their fathers were jerks? Because that's not fair.
And that feels really like 2-dimensional.
Yes,
Yeah.
that isn't reasonable at all. So that's why I felt when we're hearing their stories, I'm like, why are we trying to claim that these ladies are who they are shaped because of the men in their lives? That seems a bit shallow.
That did seem like what they were getting at.
Yeah.
Second guy says, total garbage. Honey, don't, as in don't watch the movie.
Oh, another one.
The best actor in it is the character Hector. The rest was a waste of time. Between the softcore porn and the ridiculous dialogue, you must hate yourself for wasting time watching this. The movie drags, and it seems like every scene is just filler to pad its runtime. More Skinamax than anything else.
So they did notice the overt sexuality.
Yeah. And the last guy says, I watched this movie end to end and still don't even understand the point. It's completely devoid of meaning, purpose, or any story. But hey, there's a bunch of odd love scenes if that's your thing. Charlie Day can't save it, neither can Margaret. And for the love of God, can we get past this Aubrey Plaza era? She's the worst actress of our generation.
Oh, disagree with that, but...
Well, so that's
Well, here's what I want to know. Why do you want a pat on the back for watching a movie from beginning to end?
Yeah.
I've watched the whole movie and then formed an opinion. Oh, my God.
A movie that was literally 80 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, why is watching it from the beginning to end part
like
of
a badge? You get a badge for that.
Yeah. So now I have the right to judge it? I don't know. That's a weird one.
I mean, you have to watch it to judge it.
Mm-hmm.
extras. There are 0 extras. We did get a copy of the Blu-ray. There are 0 extras, and there is no digital code, which I said was odd for a Blu-ray these days. But hey, honey don't. So thank you to Universal. We're going to give this movie a score. I'm going to give Honey Don't a 5 out of 10.
Ooh, that's pretty low. I mean, that's just middle.
Yeah. Well, I didn't take anything away from it.
I'm going for 6, so I'm kind of there with you.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't squeeze it up higher. I tried.
The thing that sticks out to me is I really like Margaret Qualley.
Yeah. And also the other things that can bump up a interesting story is to add lashes of interesting music or like a long line of quirky characters. Neither of those things happen.
Like we watched one battle after another last week. It had a long line of interesting characters, right?
Interesting, but not like over the top.
Not over the top. Well, you could say a couple of them.
But this is trying to dabble in that. Is what I'm saying, instead of going all in. So thank you. Next week we're going to look at the movie Tron Ares. It's the new Tron movie. I love the Tron. It's good this year. We got a new Tron movie. We got a new Paul Thomas Anderson movie, and we got Honey Don't. All in the same year. Is that good?
Yes. Movie recommendations.
You just gave it a 5. Oh.
Sarcastic. I was being sarcastic.
I don't have a sense of humor.
I should have to put the sarcastic quotes around that.
Was that sarcasm?
Yes. Movie recommendations. I'm going with Burn After Reading, which is a Coen Brother movie that I think less people have seen this one or know about it. But it did star Brad Pitt. It's very, very, very funny. And it also has a decent conclusion. And my other one's Fargo, and it could be either the movie or the TV series, because I love both of them.
You do?
Now, there's a thing that has quirky characters and actually amounts to something every time.
I mean, we're being harsh by saying it amounts to nothing. It obviously amounts to something to them.
It amounts to those feel like a lot. Like you've experienced a lot by the end of them, and it's coherent.
Right.
This story is a little bit meandering, I would call it.
And my recommendations are, I'm going back through all movies ever made since the very beginning, which is over 120 some years, and I'm up to 2013. These are just movies I've seen on my list. So if you want to be like me, watch them all. So from 2013. Oh, and these are all horror. Just the genre of horror.
Yes.
It's a hard one to say. The Purge, 2013.
The original home invasion.
Which I really liked. I mean, it's awful, and I liked it. The Conjuring, which you loved all Conjuring stuff.
Yeah.
Contracted, which would have been one of the movies I've seen I get in these Halloween modes and just watch whatever I can find. I think we had Netflix at the time or YouTube TV, I can't remember, and I watched a bunch. And Contracted is one of those where you get a weird virus and you act all fucked up and the world's falling apart. We also have The Returned, which is of the same kind of a thing. And We Are What We Are, which is creepy as hell.
Is it zombies?
No.
I don't know any of these movies.
I'm not telling you. All right, because I watched I watched Contracted, The Returned, and We Are What We Are.
And these are excellent movies.
I didn't say they're excellent. These are movies I've seen that are horror that I enjoyed at the time.
All right. I have to try them then. Hey, Scully Stuff. I've been looking at a new game this week called News Tower. Have you seen this game?
No, I think so.
Well, I'll give you the blurb off the Steam page. Develop your newspaper and become New York's new media mogul. In this tycoon, build and manage your newspaper from printer to toilet. Create your editorial line and lead your journalists through unique 1930s stories and dig out the latest scoops.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that. I forgot.
Yeah, so it's a bit of everything. If you've ever wanted to run a newspaper in a video game, this is your game. So you basically inherit this newspaper at the beginning, and it's in a tower in New York City. And it's small to start with because it's a tycoon / building game as well. So you're building up this tower and you're running the newspaper at the same time. So you have to run the printing press. You've got to hire the journalists. You've got to send the journalists out on the world map to find all the different stories. And then there's also because of its time when it was in the 1930s, there's also people trying to meddle with you, like the mafia and politicians and stuff. Mate, can you write that? Like, you'll get a phone call from a politician that says, can you write about this month? You know, because they're trying to get up on the... Or the mafia will say, stop writing about this district. We're trying to do something here. Leave us alone. Like, so you either follow the rules or you don't. You can expose things or you can hide things. If you kind of hide for the mafia, they'll probably pay you and give you a new printing press, that kind of thing. And if you like dob them in, it might get bad for you. You might get the place burned down. But you're building this tower up. You're sending the reporters out. The reporters actually write the stories, and then once a week on the Sunday, you have to go on the what do you call it? The layout table.
Yeah.
You have your blank paper, and you have to put the stories where you want them all to go on the front page, and like align them all, and then you send your paper out, and then it gets rated by the readers. So it's a bit of everything. It's like a like Roller Coaster Tycoon a little bit, because you're building. It's this management sim, because you've got to manage everything. You've got to like install toilets, make sure the toilets are clean, hire a guy to clean the rooms. Even goes down to the people who work in your building will get annoyed if it's too hot. So you have to put like fans. And they also get annoyed if it's too noisy. So I had a guy in an office right next to the printer room, and he was getting really aggravated. So I had to put in a special like insulating wall that stopped the noise leaking through. So it goes down to all that kind of micromanaging. You like this kind of game. I think you might really enjoy it.
I do, but I don't like conflict or difficulty or challenge.
I think you can turn it all down or off even, you know? I think you can just manage and build.
I feel like life is challenging enough. I don't need a game to challenge me.
So this is a really cool game. Art style is like side-on view of the news tower. And when you zoom in, it's kind of like that old, like cutout people on a background. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks really cool. It's got a very distinct style. So that's News Tower. It's out on Steam. At the moment, it's on a special promotion. And it is $19.99, which is not bad considering it only just came out. So News Tower. Sid Talk, what's for dinner?
Well, as you stated earlier, this week was the Thanksgiving. Here in America, we have a thing called Thanksgiving, and I don't know, maybe other countries do it now. I don't think so, because I think it was our specific one was invented here to make money for farmers back in the day.
Uh-huh.
And of course, throughout the years, people claim it's just for giving thanks, but really it's just so you can eat a bunch of food and hang around and do nothing for the day. And we had our vegetarian dinner.
We did.
It was a tofurkey roast and all the trimmings with like mashed potato, and I made stuffing. We call it dressing. People call it stuffing. What else was in there? I did some Brussels sprouts. Those are all gone. Macaroni and cheese, all the stuff. And today we're having some more leftovers. And it's been 2 days.
That's the best thing, isn't it? About big meals like that.
Yeah, and it all is better when you heat it all up, I think.
I actually think it definitely tastes better 2 days later.
Yeah. So that's what we're in for the dinner.
And what's your advice? And then we'll get out of it.
My advice that's not advice is if your brain isn't matching what the world is throwing at you, right? Like the world is shoving everything in your face. It's smashing the world, including people, spouses, politics, economics, neighbors, family, siblings, everybody, all the shit. Cramming stuff towards you, and your brain is like, why am I, what, hold on. Why do you all expect me to act a certain way? Why do you expect me to think a certain way? Why are you pushing your shit on me? And that is hard because we all do it, right? We all have that. Now, some people are easier to lead and to be guided into what they're supposed to be thinking, and they just go along with it, and that's fine. My brain doesn't work like that. So if you believe... What I think is this. People think, oh, people are too sensitive now. And like me saying, I need to figure out how I'm going to cope with the world instead of everybody, oh, just suck it up and be tough, right? Because I'm guilty of that too. But what I find is that people think their parents and grandparents and great-grandparents and everybody before them didn't have these same issues like anxiety and addiction and people being on a spectrum of autism or on a difficulty with ADHD, all the stuff. If you think it's new, you're full of shit. If you look back through history, we've all had the same shit. There's just 8 billion of us now. And so somewhere along the line, we've broken down a few barriers where we can actually turn around and say to somebody like, you know what, I've come to like gardening, but I hate going outside, right? Now, there's something about being outside. I don't love the sun beating down on my face. I don't love digging in the dirt. It makes me feel like, I don't like it. Something about my brain and the way my body works and whatever. That's who I am. I can say that now, and people, of course, judge you and be like, oh, well, why are you gardening if you don't like going outside? Or like there's something wrong with me because I don't like being outside. I'm pretty sure that I had grandmas and great-grandmas who also were the same, right? Who would either self-medicate because, well, if I can't, everybody thinks I'm crazy because I don't want to go in the garden. So fuck it, I'll just drink half a bottle of bourbon in the morning, right? I'll drink too much coffee and smoke a bunch of cigarettes that I've made at home so that I can cope with the fact that I have to go dig in that goddamn dirt because I hate it. But they didn't talk about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's okay to say to somebody, I don't have children, but if you had children and you're like, my mom said this to me. Actually, my dad said it too, which is really funny, which is why I like honesty. I've learned from my parents. They both loved us in a way. I don't know if dad loved at all, but, cared that we didn't die. Put it that way. But my mom would have been satisfied to not have the life that she had. Not that it happened and someone took it away, but that she could envision herself in a different kind of life. Not with 4 kids and a house and a forever and ever. And it was okay for her to tell me that. I could accept that. Whereas if you think about it, in the past, if a mother would say, oh, I'm not sure if I ever would have had kids, they would have been like treated like shit probably or rejected. And you might still, but I guess my whole point is if you figured out that your brain doesn't work the way the world wants it to work, that's fine. Figure out the balance. Don't let anybody tell you that something's wrong with you unless you're a violent, horrible human being. That's a different story, but figure out your own thing and then let everybody's expectations just roll off because they don't have to live your life.
Well said.
It's kind of, I got there in the end, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
All right. If you want to listen to this podcast, go to ascully.com, Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, YouTube. All those places will house this podcast. You can go to Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky, Threads. You'll find me. You'll find Sid Talk sometimes on some of them.
Sometimes.
You can email feedback to me, ascully@ascully.com. Don't email Sid Talk. She doesn't want your email. And stay classy. The Coen brothers and Margaret Qualley.
And I'm going to say, think for yourself or someone will do it for you.